Is Mr. Beast nice?
I hate videos that tease endlessly.
Keep watching and you'll find out. Is Mr. Keep watching! Keep watching! Spoiler alert. I think he is nice. But there's more to this.
It started off one morning with me finding an article on the Drudge Report about Mr. Beast. Now, if you don't know who Mr. Beast is, and you're watching this on YouTube, you must be a member of my family. Hi, Mum. The article itself comes from the New York Times. It was written by a journalist called Taylor Lorenz, and together with an earlier article written by the same journalist, it makes some fairly serious allegations about Mr. Beast. Amongst the worst accusations were that he had a history of homophobic behaviour, that he was different off camera to the way he was on camera, and that his workplace environment was toxic and that he himself was a bully. Does it matter if Mr. Beast is nice? Yes, it definitely does.
Him being nice is hugely important to success. Your brand is your character and who you are, and people believe that and trust that.
Mr. Beast's brand is someone that doesn't care about money. This is the guy that loves giving things away.
No, Jimmy.
Yeah. Y'all are gonna make me cry. Well, should we get all emotional for the video?
Oh my God.
Attacks on these YouTubers' characters, on their integrity, have the potential to be deeply damaging. So, as for these accusations, well, history of homophobic comments. Turns out history means Jimmy's used the F word in social media a few times a few years ago.
No one cares. The second was about his working practice. And they came from an accusation from an editor. This interests me because I'm actually an editor. It's what I do, but in what you'd call the mainstream media. But I edit TV programmes.
So Mr. Turner's accusations seem to be that Mr. Beast was not happy with his edits and got angry with him.
He bullied me.
And called him by a phrase used to insult people with mental disabilities.
I've got to say, from a professional standpoint, Mr. Turner's accusations against Mr. Beast are ridiculous. When a director says you've not done your edit properly, you've not done the edit properly. Do your job. It's your job. Want to go?
Sounds to me more like Mr. Beast is very hard working, Mr. Turner maybe less so.
As for the accusation about Mr. Beast being a different person on screen, I work with a fair few famous people, and they are a little bit different off screen than they are on screen. They tend to be sort of lower energy versions of themselves. When they're on camera, everything comes up. When the camera comes down, the levels come down. So people can feel a bit different when you first meet them. And I've not finished because I have a last point as well. Sometimes I get stressed watching Mr. Beast. He looks so stressed out. You know, he's trying
This
so
is a guy that works really, really hard.
You're sitting saying PewDiePie 100,000 times, or Kansas 100,000.
71,238, 71,239, 71,000.
This guy has definitely put in the hours.
71,242.
It's a real bind for highly driven people, I think, caught between the fear of failure, having to drive yourself harder and harder, and of course the worry of burnout.
Personally, I'd say to him, give yourself a break. You don't need to please us. You've done that already. He's created so much original content. Again, I work in old media. When we make a program, it takes weeks. It involves dozens of people, and especially in the earlier days of Jimmy's content, he's creating stuff with him and a couple of mates. I love going through his videos. Got a pretty good sense of the guy now.
And I think this is a man that knows that authenticity is really important.
I can officially say I have millions of views on this channel, and that's hype, hashtag hype. But what was I thinking about? I'm recording the video like this because I said a lot. You're not supposed to say as a YouTuber.
Is Mr. Beast nice? Well, you can't always know, but he seems to be. He seems to genuinely like giving things away.
Okay, I'll buy it only for that reason.
Thank you, Dad.
And seeing that awkward pleasure in him is actually part of the pleasure of his videos.
So you use me for views and I get to pay off my mortgage?
Mm-hmm. I think it works out pretty well.
What an entrepreneur.
He's found such a non-combative, non-controversial way of working and yet become successful, and that's really, really hard.
Controversy equals views. If you really want views, do something stupid, it will get views. That's how YouTube works.
And yet, this is a fella that seems to be able to make content whilst avoiding drama.
The other thing I wanted to say, and it is an important thing, is what happens when Mr. Beast isn't nice or fails or something goes wrong, because it will.
You're the next Harvey Weinstein. Yeah.
My request isn't so much at Mr. Beast but the rest of the world, that when that happens, we give him a break. I'm done.